Hey FCC fans, Alan Koch here. As our club continues our development and enters into Major League Soccer in 2019, we're also very excited about introducing towards the end of 2019 our developmental academy, a tool that we hope to utilize to develop players for our first team in the future. Luke Sassano, our technical director, recently sat down to answer some questions about this process.
It requires us to apply basically on where our training facility is going to be, what academy teams will be looking at identifying for FCC, and also who will be leading our academy, not only our academy director but also our academy staff as well. We expect to have a couple different identification platforms towards the end of this year, as well as leading into next year, that we can start the process of working with our local youth clubs, working with our local state associations, and finding different ways of identifying players for the FCC Academy. So I think we have to give a lot of credit to our local youth clubs and organizations who have really established a strong footprint and foundation of soccer in the community. And as being a professional academy, we'll be searching for players that we feel fit that upper echelon of potential professional players for the first team. So we'll be actively speaking to our local youth clubs, local youth organizations, and really trying to drive the fact of what kind of players we want to help develop. And at the end of the day, it's about developing soccer in Cincinnati and the greater Cincinnati region. So we really hope to just create a bigger foundation that's already been here in place, and we're really excited and looking forward to it. So the overall goals of the program is to establish a certain philosophy and playing style that is very similar to the first team. The secondary goals are obviously to help produce players that will eventually be able to partake and impact the first team. We've seen how certain MLS clubs around the country have done a pretty good job of that. We do feel that Cincinnati is a hotbed for soccer, and we do feel that we want to continue that footprint and continue to develop players at a high level. And not only players, but we also want to help develop coaches, develop referees, continue to educate people on soccer and be that vehicle that continue to grow the game here in Cincinnati. I think a lot of interaction. We're a family, we're a community-based club, so it's important that when we're identifying players for our academy, is that we're looking at certain characteristics and attributes that we feel our first team players identify with. And it starts obviously with Alan and on the field, and working together with Jeff and myself in terms of identifying what kind of player do we want to be an FCC player, and not just only a first team player but an academy player. Not every player is geared towards making a professional team, and we want to make sure that we're also building people and helping grow people as they come through the process as well. Well, it fits into a player development model at the end of the day. We want to be able to invest in our local community, invest in our local youth clubs, and be able to create a stronger foundation of player development. We want to be very much at the forefront of player development in this country. We feel it's important not only for our club, but also developing players in the city as well. And again, I go back to our local youth clubs who have already done an outstanding job developing players and kids for college and also professional level as well. So we want to continue to be part of that fabric. We want to continue to help to increase that base of youth player here in Cincinnati. And we want to work with our youth clubs to make sure we continue that foundation for the short term and long term. Local identification always starts with the youth clubs and organizations. We want to continue to strengthen those bonds and have different pathways for players, whether it's a player that is playing in a really underserved community that we have grassroots programming in, or players that are playing in a small club that maybe don't have the visual and accessible optics for us to be able to see them. So we want to make sure we have pathways for every different type of player, because also players develop at different ages. Not every player is going to be geared towards making the professional team, but we want to at least instill our local youth scouts and working with our local youth clubs to make sure that we uncover those type of players that don't have the access that maybe most other kids have to the game.